Do you think I'm totally out of my mind?
When I say that I believe that I lived a long, long time ago, back in the Holy Roman Empire, I existed as the Emperor Vespasius, and together with my bride, we had an idyllic lifestyle. I decided one day, however, as I faced my own mortality, as I watched my pyramid being built, that no one would ever remember me, what I looked like, the rueful look on my face, my wry grin, but most of all, my massive package. And so, I called the royal sculptor. I called the royal sculptor. He came running in. He said, "Yes, you summoned?" I said, "Yes, I would like you to do a nude sculpture of me." He said, "Whatever you say, sire, whatever you say. Please, take off your robe." And so I stood there wearing nothing but sandals. He said, "You want it exact?" I said, "What do you mean exact?" He said, "Shall I make your belly a little less pendulous?" I said, "I'll have your head." He said, "I'm sorry." He said, "All right, sire. I shall need my assistant Forskinnius and Testicules to aid in mixing the mortar." I said, "It's a deal." They're hired. He said, "I shall also need Hemorrhoidicles and Squadacils to carry the mortar up here as it becomes very heavy." I said, "They're hired, whatever you need." He said, "I'll need Prostatius and Scroticles." I said, "I don't care, whatever you need. What am I going to say that till I'm blue in the face?" I called my right-hand man, Theseus. I said, "Theseus, tell Pubicles to man the gate. Tell Spartacus to stand there and keep everybody out. I'm having a royal sculpture done and I don't want to be disturbed." He said, "But sire, Limwangius has an appointment with you." I said, "I don't care if Limwangius has an appointment with you. Crying out loud, I want it now." He said, all right. "What shall I tell Pompeius?" I said, "I don't care what you tell him. Just tell him I'm not seeing anybody." "What does it take? Got to draw you a picture?" He said, "Whatever you say, Your Incontinence." I said, "Well, get out of here." "Oh, by the way, tell Dildonius that I'll reschedule our contest tomorrow, okay?" So anyway, the royal sculpture went to work. And I stood there, and a couple of my close buddies were admiring the work just to make sure they did it exactly right. Prophylacticus was saying, "Hey, very nice, very nice." The sculptor said, "Do you want me to include the boils on your tokas?" I said, "No. Neither boils nor folliculitis shall ride on my sculpture through all eternity, please." I think that should be rather obvious. Just then, Muff Divius, who'd been watching, said, "Sire, you're losing 10 hut status." And sure enough, I said, "You're right. Come on." I started slapping that bad boy. I said, "Come on, big fella. Yeah. This is how I want you to sculpt me, because I want to go through life being remembered as a bold man. So many statues I see are in the at ease stage, and I don't want to be remembered in all eternity as a man of great flaccidity." Well, the sculptor was getting upset. He said, "Well, what's it gonna be? 1000 at ease? You can't move like that. You gotta stand with your hands on your hips." I said, "I can't keep my hands on my hips if I'm gonna say that." I said, I know. I got it. I said, "Smegmacles, summon the wenches!" So sure enough, he went down to the baths and ran up to Orgasmacles and said, "Emperor Vespasius has summoned the wenches. Get them ready now!" And sure enough, gagged me with a spoon. He just got them all together, and Dick Weedius, made sure they were bathed properly, and sent them all up to me in the nude. And I stood there, and I saw them marching in. I said, "Ladies, your job will be to keep me 10 hot." Now, this is going to be tricky. I cannot achieve a Shangri-La, or the sculpture will be ruined, because it'll take me half an hour to 45 minutes to re-up my massivity. So your trick will be just to dally me in the 10 hot status, all right? And they all giggled in. Rose Baggius came up and gave me a gentle pinch. I said, oh, that's nice. Ah, that is sweet. That is sweet. Cervixia came in and gave the old a squeeze. I said, very good. Little Poontagius gave me half a gnarling. Very nice. Very nice. Vulvatia came in and, oh man, I was so 1000 I couldn't stand it. Menopausius came walking over. I said, get out, Menopausius. Take the day off, okay? Ah, man, oh man. And then Hymenius came in and, ooh, it was sweet. Now I'm so 1000. The sculptor's going, very good, that looks wonderful. Look at, I've never seen a man more 1000. Vulvatia came in and she just grabbed that bad boy and went, little Fallopia dallied. I said, all right, ladies, you got to be very careful because I'm on the brink of a Shangri-La. So be very, very delicate. Little Syphiliticus came in and, ooh, she was so sweet when suddenly the unexpected happened, an earthquake. The whole castle started shaking. Oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, oh, oh. Oh, for crying out loud. All right, come back tomorrow.